Tonight, we report on a Moses Lake woman killed in a car crash and how farmers can help food banks. What's happening in sports, Bob?
Big Ben and Wenatchee volleyball get after it in the league opener, and the Moses Lake Chiefs battle it out on the pitch with Lewis and Clark. Here's a quick peek at our Weather Center forecast.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Priscilla Sanchez. Today's high temperature, quite warm in the mid-80s. We do have some changes coming up for the weekend. I'll have all the details just ahead with your extended forecast.
I'm Amber Jenks, and we have all this and much more on iFIBER 1 News.
From the iFIBER 1 HD studio here in the heart of the Columbia Basin, this is iFIBER 1 News, your #1 source for local news, sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. This is iFIBER 1 News, and it starts now.
A Moses Lake woman died and 4 people were injured in a car crash Wednesday on State Route 17, about 3 miles north of Othello. Rachel Lara, a 25-year-old woman, was driving a 1996 GMC Suburban South on SR 17 when a tire blew as she was reportedly trying to pass another vehicle. According to the Washington State Patrol, the SUV spun, went off the road to the left, and rolled several times, coming to rest on the passenger side in a field. Lara was reportedly ejected from the SUV and died at the scene. She was not wearing a seatbelt. Her 4 passengers, 24-year-old Moses Lake resident Jennifer Garabee, a 5-year-old boy, 1-year-old boy, and a 3-year-old girl were injured and taken to Othello Community Hospital. The annual Veteran Stand Down Benefit and Job Fair is on Saturday in Moses Lake to help military veterans and their families. Reporter Jeff Chu has the details.
The annual Veteran Stand Down Benefit and Job Fair happens Saturday in Moses Lake. The stand down, which assists military veterans and their families, takes place from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Grant County Fairgrounds 4-H building on Airway Drive. Eileen Boylston, Veterans Employment Representative with WorkSource in Moses Lake, said about 10 employers will be on hand to talk to veterans about employment opportunities. Free lunch and haircuts are to be offered along with free cold weather gear. Representatives from the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, other veterans organizations, and community partners are to be available. Boylston said a mobile clinic will be there for free physical examinations. The stand down is coordinated in partnership with the Grant County Veterans Advisory Board. I'm Jeff Chu for iFIBER 1 News.
Eliminating the Moses Lake ambulance service could cost either firefighters or money. Acting Fire Chief Brett Bastian repeated what other firefighters and the previous fire chief have stated in a 24-page report he presented to the City Council. Council member John Lane asked the city officials to develop the report to explain what the fire department would look like without the ambulance service. The request came after renewed discussions about whether the city can afford to continue to provide the service. Bastian stated money the city receives from the ambulance utility fee and from patients allows the city's fire department to pay 13 firefighters. Interim City Manager Gilbert Alvarado suggested discussing Bastian's report at the City Council meeting on October 13th. A man allegedly tried to rob the Moses Lake Jack in the Box while in the drive-thru. Richard Barkley, a 42-year-old Moses Lake man, reportedly drove up to the drive-thru late Friday night and asked an employee what would happen if he robbed the business. According to Moses Lake Police, on Tuesday, the store's manager was called and Barkley reportedly drove off. About 15 minutes later, Barkley allegedly returned to the drive-thru and demanded all the money from the cash registers. An employee shut and locked the drive-thru window and called police. Moses Lake Police responded and arrested Barkley for attempted robbery and attempted theft. Now we take a look at people being sought by law enforcement.
This is Sheriff Tom Jones with the Grant County Sheriff's Office. Each of the people you see here have a warrant for their arrest. If you see any of these people, we ask you do not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but call us at 509-762-1160 or send us an email at crimetips@co.grant.wa.us. If the person is presenting a danger, call 911. With your help, we can bring these people to justice and make our community safer.
We'll be back right after this.
My name is Kat Sanderson, Managing Broker for Pillar Rock Realty Group. We love the Columbia Basin because it's our home, and we want to give back to our community by kicking off our Pay It Forward campaign. If you buy or list with us, we will donate 1% of our total proceeds to a local charity of your choice and in your name. Call us today at 754-4444 or visit pillarrockrealty.com because we are your local real estate experts.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Cristina Sanchez with your local weather segment brought to you by Barry Motors. One great place to buy and service a car. There is a high pressure system that is still in control. This high pressure system will be shifting out into the eastern portions of our state, bringing a drying and warming trend for eastern Washington and also northern Idaho. There will be a pattern change coming up for the beginning of the next work week, and also temperatures will be changing within the next 24 hours. This morning, low temperatures in the upper 50s for us here in Ephrata. Our average low is right around the low 50s. Our high temperature today in the mid 80s. The average high is 80 degrees, and the record high temperature on the state was set back in 2011, and the record high was 99. Our sunset at 7:20. For you in Moses Lake this morning, right around the average low and high temperatures. For you as well, right around the mid 80s, still quite warm out there. The record high temperature for you as well was set back in 2011, and the record high was 96. Right now, it's still currently pretty warm, plenty of sunshine. High temperatures right now right around the mid 80s. Winds blowing from the east between 5 and 10 miles an hour. We still have dry weather pattern. There is a high pressure system that will continue to take control over the weather pattern throughout this weekend. And for the beginning of the next work week, we do have a pattern change as a front approaches, bringing chance for rain, also windy conditions, and a decrease in temperature. So I hope you enjoy the warm temperatures for this weekend. Drying conditions for eastern Washington and plenty of sunshine in the Yakima with highs in the low 90s. Seattle mid 80s as a high temperature. Long Beach high temperatures right around the mid 70s. And as we take a quick look for the inland Northwest, high temperatures in the mid 80s. So highs will be above normal for this time of year with plenty of sunshine, and within our Columbia Basin, our high temperature for Friday afternoon in the lower 90s. So we'll be warming up within the next 24 hours. And for Saturday afternoon, we'll be even warmer. So it's going to be a hot weekend or start to the weekend. Then on Sunday, we'll have a slight decrease in temperatures. For Royal City, your high temperature right around 90 degrees. Also for you in Moses Lake. For us here in Ephrata, right around 90 degrees. Within the next 7 days, we will see various changes. For this Friday afternoon, highs in the low 90s to mid 90s. For Saturday afternoon, hot conditions, plenty of sunshine, stay hydrated. Then on Sunday, we'll be dropping temperatures right around the mid 80s, still above normal for this time of year. Then dropping temperatures below the average high, and the low 70s for Monday, mostly cloudy skies. And there's a possibility of some showers for now in the northern mountains, but windy conditions will be in place as we go into Tuesday with highs only in the low 70s, then low 60s by the middle of the next work week. So I hope you enjoy this warm weekend, and especially Sunday with highs right around the mid 80s. Thank you for being with us. We'll be right back with sports. Down, plenty of sunshine, highs only right around 70 degrees. Then highs by Sunday will be right around the upper 70s. Thank you for being with us.
Paying your Grant PUD bill with ePay is like getting free cuts in line. You pay when you want, how you want. Get free cuts in line with Grant PUD ePay. Visit grantpud.org.
Oh, dude, I'm just in the theater. It's totally cool.
Ah.
Well, if you weren't able to attend the match between the Lady Vikings and Knights Wednesday evening, you missed a good one. Big Bend opened East Region play with a close 4-set loss to Wenatchee last night. The Lady Vikings, fresh off a win over the Knights at the Spokane Invite, were looking to make it 2 in a row, but it wasn't in the cards, and Big Bend opens league play 0-1. The Lady Vikings looked strong out of the gate, taking the first set 25-19. Wenatchee then ran off 3 straight sets to win it. It was a nice bounce back from an 0-5 outing at the Invite for the Knights, and gives new head coach Carrie Daubert her first win. Felicia Nelson led the Big Ben attack with 5 kills and 4 aces. Bryn Bowers finished with 5 blocks for the Lady Vikings. Big Bend is back on the court this weekend for the Everett crossover tournament. The Moses Lake Chiefs stumbled out of the gate with a 7-4 loss on the pitch at Lewis and Clark. The Tigers struck first 10 minutes into the fuss. A goal by Cora Brunel and 2 from Maddie Krogh put Moses Lake up 3-1 at the break. Lewis and Clark opened second half scoring at the 42nd minute to close the gap to 3-2. Krogh's third goal 3 minutes later gave the freshman the hat trick and the Chiefs a bit of breathing room. But the lead evaporated quickly with 5 consecutive strikes over a 5-minute span, and the Tigers pulled out the comeback win. Basin volleyball action heats up tonight with Ephrata hosting Omak, Soap Lake hosts Kashmir, Warden hosts Lynn Ritzville Sprague, and Moses Lake Christian is at Wilson Creek. Friday night football has Moses Lake hosting Lewis and Clark, Ephrata at Othello, Quincy travels to Sela, Warden hits the road to Chewelah, Royal heads to Natchez Valley, and ACH takes a long bus ride to Republic for an 8-man game of football. Soap Lake Eagles take on the Shockers in Waterville. Week 2 of college football gets underway for local teams this Saturday with the Washington Huskies hosting Sacramento State. The Dogs are looking to get back on track after losing a tough 16-13 road opener at Boise State. Look for freshman quarterback Jake Browning to throw more downfield as the coaching staff gains more trust. The Washington State Cougars travel to New Jersey to take on Rutgers. The Cougars won a W in the win column after a tough opening loss to FCS opponent Portland State. The Eastern Washington Eagles are looking for a victory when they head down to Iowa to take on Northern Iowa Panthers. The Eagles gave Oregon a game last week when they faced their old QB down in Eugene. Central Washington Wildcats travel to St. George, Utah to take on Dixie State. The Cats lost a tough one last week to defending national champs Colorado State Pueblo. We'll be back after this break.
You don't have to drive to Seattle for exceptional cancer care. Confluence Health's cancer program delivers world-class care close to home. We have a highly experienced oncology team in a state-of-the-art facility, and we're a member of the Seattle Cancer Care Alliance, which gives our patients access to world-renowned therapies developed at Fred Hutchinson, the University of Washington Medicine, and Seattle Children's. Together with the SCCA, we're delivering world-class cancer care close to home.
Our spotlight story tonight is about how community and business donations help renovate the Ephrata Senior Center. Reporter Jeff Chu has the story.
Walk into the Ephrata Senior Center and you'll find a new polished look. It's the result of community and business support, most of it donated labor, materials, and money. Sharon Hastings, the center's director for the past 3 years, explained why the center's interior was refurbished.
We knew that we could generate more revenue if we could rent the place out.
Hastings said the center is largely reliant on fundraising.
When I came, I thought because only 3% of the money that we get comes from the government and we have to generate the rest, we needed additional revenue streams. So we have the thrift store, and then this seemed to be an optimal opportunity for us.
That's why the center on C Street in Ephrata is being marketed for its conference room and spacious dining hall and commercial kitchen with catering by Patty Donovan. The owner of All Occasions Catering, Donovan has upgraded the center's lunch and dinner menus. The center has already hosted and catered several events. The center showcased its new look during the Ephrata Chamber of Commerce's Business After Hours event on Tuesday. The event drew more than 100 people. The center's renewal project started a year ago, according to Hastings.
Mary Nelson is a part of our membership, and a year ago in the summertime we had some wonderful chairs that had been donated 10 or 15 years ago, and the chair failed, and she fell out of the chair and knocked her head. And so because of that, we then had to put a membership appeal together to get new chairs. Well, that made the place look way better. So then it seemed like we should paint. And so the Job Corps came over and painted for us. Health Alliance provided the paint. So we painted, and then we got new linens, and then we got a coffee bar, and then we got Vantage Data Centers over in Quincy gave us money so that we could get new things for the walls.
She said the volunteer work and generosity transformed the center with new paint, dining chairs, a new sound system, office furniture, and carpeting. The Paul Lozier Foundation awarded a grant to the center to replace the carpeting, but many other businesses and individuals chipped in as well.
So it became something that became less a place that was about doilies and chintz and that, and more of a place that was a mid-century kind of look, which makes it much more, I think, appealing for a variety of age groups to think about renting the place.
The center's fundraising continues with an effort to replace the kitchen's Formica countertop for $16 a square foot. A fundraising event called The Murder at Deadwood Saloon Mystery Dinner is set for October 17th at the center. Those who attend are encouraged to wear their favorite Western garb. Besides trying to solve the murder mystery, the event features a chuck wagon dinner catered by Donovan. It will include rattlesnake stew. Contact the center at 509-754-2382. I'm Jeff Chu for iFiber 1 News.
We'll be right back after this.
Quincy Foods, LLC, a subsidiary of Norpac Foods, is seeking motivated individuals to fill the positions of general laborer for their corn harvest season. They have full-time seasonal openings, must be 18 years old and older, willing to work swing shift. Great people to work for in a challenging food processing environment. Apply at 222 Columbia Way in Quincy between 8 and 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, or online through WorkSource. Quincy Foods is an equal opportunity employer.
Welcome back. People can get free help to become U.S. citizens on Citizenship Day at Big Bend Community College. The one-day event is on September 19th in the ATEC building from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. It is hosted by the state chapter of the American Immigration Lawyers Association and One America. One America uses Citizenship Day to connect green card holders to the legal services and information needed to pursue citizenship. The event offers assistance from volunteer immigration attorneys, paralegals, interpreters, and others at no cost. Services include citizenship application assistance, legal review of applications, and information about the naturalization process. The citizenship filing fee is $680, but low-income applicants may be eligible for a fee waiver. Participants can get free assistance filling out the fee waiver application. Farmers with excess produce can have people glean the food to help harvest against hunger. Harvest for Hunger representatives said participating farmers assist the community by providing access to fresh, nutritious foods that might otherwise go to waste. The program is to provide food for low-income families and individuals. Harvest for Hunger is a partner with the Moses Lake Food Bank and Community Services of Moses Lake. The Moses Lake Senior Center receives gleaned produce for the meals served in its nutrition program. Farmers wanting to allow gleaners to harvest excess produce or donate food can call 509-750-8101. Ephrata residents are being asked to trim trees, hedges, and other plants encroaching on sidewalks, streets, and alleys. City officials want homeowners to see if any of the plants on their property interfere with pedestrians or drivers. Residents should make sure the plants don't interfere with pedestrians walking on sidewalks, drivers using the streets, or prevent drivers from seeing into intersections. The city will issue notices to people violating the code and apply the appropriate fines. In Northwest news, striking Seattle teachers say they stand ready for a prolonged walkout as day 2 of the strike dawned with no deal with the state's largest school district. Como's Michelle Esteban has the story.
But we haven't struck in 30 years here, and that's because there's a long list now, and we're ready.
The teachers union says anywhere from 80 to 100% of their educators are walking the picket line, and on every line from elementary to middle to high school, we found students and parents.
Well, I was pretty excited about getting back to school because I've been homeschooled for the last 4 years, so it'd be my first day back today.
I am fully in support of the teachers for doing this.
My son is a senior. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna get emotional. My son is a senior. This is his last year at Garfield.
She walked with teachers and says if the strike lingers, the district may jeopardize her son's future.
It's a huge concern. We just got back from a college trip.
No negotiations today, but in a news conference, the district said it's in no hurry to take the teachers to court and insists their final offer was competitive, calling compensation, testing, and 20 additional minutes of student instruction time the sticking points, offering teachers 9% over 3 years compared to the teachers' proposal of 18%.
This kind of feels like, again, is the school board not taking us seriously? You know, we want to get this resolved.
The district's offer is very competitive. We have been in approximately in the top 3 in statewide compensation.
16 community centers are offering free childcare to parents in need. 5 are at full capacity, but at last check, a couple hundred slots remain open.
You're gonna have to wash your hands.
Yeah. Even here, where Mayor Murray visited and made bouncy balls with students.
We put glue in it.
From one sticky situation to another, the mayor is encouraging both sides to get back to bargaining.
I'm going to try and be an honest broker here and not take sides.
Michelle Esteban, Como 4 News.
That's going to do it for us here at iFIBER 1 News. We want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you again tomorrow.